Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Diary of a Professional. This is Lou here,
Ashley.
and we have our special guest, Jessica Sinclair. We'll get into everything that she's about. But of course, as usual, we will start off with our moment of gratitude. I kind of have one, a little bit.
Okay. Tell us.
So I had recently gone out to the city to celebrate like pre-Thanksgiving, and it was it was nice because I really don't be in the city like that. Like if I'm going to the city, I'm going to the spot that I'm going to, and I'm in and out. But this time I took the train, and when you get to, it brought me back to those sightseeing days of New York, just walking around. I was with my kids, so they got to see different things, seeing the new Grand Central, whatever, Bryant Park, all those things. And honestly, the highlight for me, I mean, we've seen shows and went to dinner, all that stuff. The highlight for me, I didn't see a single rat, y'all. Not one. Not
I
one.
cannot.
Not one. And to the point where, like, my son thought he saw something, and he's like, "Mom, just keep walking. Just keep looking straight and just keep walking." I said, "You ain't have to tell me twice."
I love that. That's funny.
Made it home back to civilization unscathed, and I am eternally grateful. I'll go back. I go back.
You're hilarious.
Because it's so far.
Ashley, you know what it means to me.
But I'm just, exactly. So I'm not going to say much because I know how much that meant to you in your soul, and shout outs to your son for knowing and prepping you and saying, look straight, mom. Like, don't even look left, don't look right, don't look down. Just, so.
I didn't even question it. I didn't stutter step nothing.
I didn't know she was so funny. Yeah. I love the opener. I wasn't aware of it, but am I joining in as well, or?
Yeah, we'll give you a little time. Ashley, do you have one? And then you can ruminate on what yours is.
Yes. My gratitude, I guess, being busy. Just I feel that I have so much going on, so much opportunities happening that I'm busy. So I'm kind of happy I'm a little booked and busy. And I guess moving on to maybe great things. I don't know. Let's see. I don't know. But I do like the fact that I've been pretty busy lately. Try not to be overwhelmed. I think balancing everything is key. But I do like that I've been a little booked and busy. And I'm going to be looking forward to relaxation probably a few months from now. Yes. Yes. Yeah. So tell us, Jessica.
Well, I guess my gratefulness comes from just like the season of giving, which is really big for me because I do it through my work, through my fellowship. And I was able to do it with my girlfriends. I have bought a home, and it's been a lot of like trials and tribulations as a single woman doing such things. So I had more of a cocktails conversation and mindfulness evening with my girlfriends. It was about 9 of them that came over. And so I was grateful to be in this space where I can open my home and host them. And just so grateful of the time well spent for me personally to arrive here. So yeah, I'm all about the gratefulness right now.
And congratulations.
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah. So it's been a journey, but
and it will continue to be.
Yes.
But it's worth it.
It's a new space. So yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot.
Yes.
I love
Take your time.
Thank you.
Yes. So speaking of booked and busy, like Ashley was talking about, our host or our guest today, she is a woman of many trades and many hats, and she does it with a smile and makes it look good. So, Miss Jessica Sinclair, can you tell us who you are, what you're about, all the many hats that you wear?
It's funny that you went right there because as of like recent, like a few years ago, I hired a coach, and she said to me, you know, you're more than an MC, right? And I'm like, yeah, but it's like Sinclair Masters Ceremonies Incorporated. But she's like, no, we're going to rebrand you. So
Mm.
the rebrand happened when it's Jessica Sinclair. And then folks were able to see the different levels of my foundation. I think I was kind of hiding behind one title because I didn't want to feel like I'm doing too much to people.
Mm.
So yeah, so I do a lot of things. I am a servant leader first and foremost. So the things that I do is serving people, and that comes in different shapes and forms. I started out life just, um, being a publicist. I would say
Ooh.
it's still people serving, and then coming from the Caribbean diaspora, my parents are Jamaican, like as Jamaican gets. And so, traditionally you're either in finance or you're in healthcare. And so I did the whole like entertainment thing, with the celebs. And I'm like, yeah, like this is great, but I know there's more. And, shout out to my dad who was just like, well, it'd be great to have a nurse in the family. And I'm like, yeah, it would be. And, I knew my sister was in a place where that wasn't going to happen. She already like had 2 children and everything. So I'm like, all right, I guess it'll be me. So, the nursing journey really stems from my dad, which I give him his flowers in my book, my first book, which is The Nurse's Journey to Entrepreneurship and Purpose, and how, coming from a household where you are the American child, things are different. And for me, it's like fearlessness and knowing that my parents didn't have anything like really puts the battery in my back to smile and show up for everyone and to have
Ooh.
these different passive streams of income.
Hmm.
I'm really just like a go-getter and just understanding the fabrics that have made my family so beautiful, while also wanting to just continue to strive for greatness in our legacy building, and to know that like I'm in the position to do that for my family. And, my sister's a part of, one of my companies. And so, my girlfriend is a part of the X, like it's all collectivism. And I'm the one to do that based on, as I dig deeper in my, in my mental space, like my human design, I'm destined to be successful, and I'm destined to have more than one title. So it's just
Mm.
like, I can't, like run from it at this point. But like, I'm in a space of creativity all the time. Like I will see
Mm.
things for people that they will not see. And it's really a gift. And I think this is a good space for me to have this dialogue with you girls, because it really just happened in New Mexico when I had an aha moment on a pilgrimage of wellness. And it's very important for people like me that's always doing different things to have a moment of quietness. So, the book came to me as a nurse, blessings came from that direction. I'm co-founder of Nurses of Integrity. Big a shout out to Shantae, who saw my worthiness as a new nurse while she is a seasoned nurse. We have good energy with that. Understanding that as an entrepreneur, you are your best spokesperson, and having that PR background has put me in a different position than another MC, because I understand like marketing, I understand advertising because I had a dual major. So it's like everything that I do comes from transfer skills. And I
Mm.
think a lot of Black women don't know what their transfer skills are. And if they have them, we're labeled as doing too much. And so, trying to network with folks, I'm like, this is not working out for me with my community. Like, they're not even following up. So,
Mm.
I'm a firm believer of like, if you're going to complain about something, then what are you going to do? And so that's what came about with my workshop, Network Like You Mean It, where people are calling me like an expert and everything. But it's like, I do it so well because I saw it done so badly.
Ooh.
And I genuinely like helping people. Again, that's my human design. So it's like everything that I'm doing now, I was going to do it anyway, although my mind didn't see it as yet. It takes a little bit of time for our mind to catch up
Yeah.
on things, But yeah, so, the best selling author came with the first book, 30 Black Nurses Journey. It's amazing. It's not only for nurses, it's for the person that's stuck, it's for the person that went through a lot of trauma. One of the nurses, went through a lot of rape, by someone in her family, but then she
Mm.
has her own like NP program. Like it's so mind boggling where we can use trauma for purpose. So that book is really dope. And then in the chapter, it's like talking about networking and what works. And then people were just like, well, we need more. And I'm like, well, it's just, I'm lifing, I got into real estate, which I knew that was going to happen because it was already on my vision board. Like everything that I do is always strategic planning. And I think that's another skill that we're not so great at because we're surviving, especially when we come from Caribbean families or just Black Americans or whatever, just people of color. You're surviving every day, so you're not thriving. And you're not planning ahead. And that's the difference between us and other cultures and other, ethnicities. Like we don't plan ahead. So my book, which is what I just launched, is my Network Like You Mean It book, 10 simple tricks and tricks on how to network effectively. It's my brainchild. It started as one workshop. Now it has developed into 6. I'm also a DOE vendor. Very important to have your credentials. Like I don't play around out here because we're always going to be looked at not being enough. And also you're going to look at like someone else who already has the things or may not have the things. So you always have to, I find, like as a woman of color, like over prepare, like have your stuff ready. So with the DOE work that I do, it's like I'm actually nurturing the minds. It's like another bulb came on, and it's just like I want more of that. I love how I feel here, and so I can teach you how to network, but if you don't have confidence, like what are we doing? So I had to take a step back. So I have about 6 workshops that are available for corporate, for communities, that have memberships, and also for students. And it's like my off-season work because I'm a wedding MC, I'm award winning, and I'm just one person. So my season for weddings happens and it ends around October. And then I focus on my education vehicle, which is the teaching and, the new planner and guide.
Yes.
Which is here for everyone who may understand how to communicate, may not. Manifestations are in here, affirmation, which is big for my growth. It's an easy read. You write it, you do it. You got to repeat it for 60 days though. And I don't think I've said that in my talks, but it's important for the brain to have to unlearn and then to learn something new. And communication skills is not just like having a dialogue between us, but well, I guess we'll get into that. But yeah, that's who I am in a nutshell. I'm just a doer. Yeah. And it's just who I am. So
I love it. We love it.
Yeah.
thanks.
I do want to go into how us as of people of color, as you were like discussing about how we kind of just focus on surviving and not really focusing on our thriving because we don't know how.
Yes.
Honestly,
Never
we
seen
didn't
it.
get those. Yeah, we don't have those tools at all. And I'm just wondering, do you have any nuggets or tools in terms of that, reframing our mindset on that instead of just surviving?
Yeah. So instead of surviving, so it's like mindset shifting. Having a circle of persons that can pour into you and not you just constantly being around the same people. I talk about that in my book, that professional development organizations are important, volunteerism. I remember during COVID, I'm just like, I joined like a bird club. What are you doing? It's just like, I want to hear sound. There's like chirp, chirp, but the people in the group were not able to talk until after. Like, what bird you thought that was? But I walked away like with some dope contacts because I put myself in a different space, and they have taught me things about like nonverbal, communication. So I would say like put yourself out there, like join different Facebook groups, join something that you probably will make you uncomfortable, like a bird thing, like, paying for services, like a coach, a spiritual coach, there's all different levels of coaching out there, but just like even taking that initiative and stop looking at your situation as problems. But it's so easy to say that because you haven't deprogram yourself. So I would just say, if I could, say, I guess a few tips would be to find a tribe that either makes you feel good or makes you not so, because that pushes your limits. Invest in a coach, right? you would want to go to the mall. And I'm saying that because I'm just seeing what I see out there, and like buy materialistic things, but not look at yourself as a product. I think that changes how you show up. Like, I am a
Mm.
product. I'm a product of Kenneth and Juliet. They're a product of their ancestors. And so we have to look at ourselves as a brand, which I said earlier in this conversation. And also to get out of your own mind. And I use guided meditation to do that, where you're listening to sound. You look into different frequencies, which is on YouTube, where you just Google high frequency, low frequency, and it triggers different parts of your body, from the sacrum up to your chakras. And so these things are here for a reason. And like
Mm-hmm.
I said, I found them now because I was in such despair. And during that despair, people should understand, understand why you're there, but understand that when you get out of that despair, you're going to learn something. And so I needed these tools and techniques to help me get out of it. And I will never be that person again. And I can share this light with you guys based on where I was, which was not all smiles, but I show up like this all the time, So we just have to be careful and understand that we're as good as our community. And I think we're all so individualists within ourselves because of society. And so we have a lot of work to do. We really do.
Mm.
But I would say seek help first. And our healthcare system, as bad as it is, as a healthcare professional, there's resources out there though that work, and that is called mental health. And we all have trauma, so I think we should see how that feels like as well.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
like, I feel like it's so much, right? Because a lot of people, everyone has potential to do different things, what they want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, you're inspired, by your father. Like, if it was up to us and our parents, I'd be a doctor, a
Mm-hmm.
lawyer, an engineer, all at the same time with 5 kids and all the things,
Right.
right? But clearly, not everything is feasible. And even when there's a burning desire, the practical steps of doing it and being successful, it's hard. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so, from you going from an MC to, coaching to everything, how did you do that? What tools did you use? What inspired you? And like transitioning from one to another. Because let me
Mm-hmm.
tell you, if I'm going from one particular paycheck that I know is whatever into something else that I might have to study in, never
Mm-hmm.
knew, that's scary.
Tough. Yeah. Yeah. It is. It is. But again, like I mentioned, like my parents came here for nothing. So my motivation is my family dynamic, and knowing that I have to be better than them because they poured into me. So with me, when people ask me what motivates you, it's my family and understanding my why. That's the first thing I teach my students, right? I don't want to be around people that are not purposeful and purpose minded. But in order to get that, I have to know my why. And my why is what keeps me going. Like, I can't stop until I feel fulfilled. And I think if we all jot down what our whys, it could be your children, right? You want something more from them, but what are you doing? We all have the same amount of time in the day. I can't tell you how to live your life, but if I can show you another way, like, I'm tired, but knowing my human design, my energy is pretty much, um, it's so much bigger than me, but my depletion of my energy is very rare. It's very rare. It's
Mm.
only 70% of people like me. 17 to 20% of people like me are high frequency. So we can do more than one thing at a high level and still be successful. But at the same time, well, how do you value success? Right? You said something like, and be successful. My successful is different than yours. Um,
Yep.
but my why is what really keeps me going, and understanding that I'm a Jackie of all trades. Like, I cannot be, again, my purpose is bigger than me being in bed sleeping. I rarely sleep. And like when I do sleep, it's a sleep, and understanding sound sleep. A lot of us are in REM, and I read a lot. I'm a very complex person. It's crazy because once you read, it's like it feeds me, it feeds my soul. But I my energy is pretty much limitless. Like I have a lot of energy to give. I wake up and people are like, oh, wait, what are you doing? Because I'm laughing because it's so funny that I'm thinking about your question. It's just like I have a lot to offer the world, and I'm a
Right.
humanitarian, and so if I'm not doing it, I don't feel fulfilled. So I got to do it. Like I got to do it.
So
And
the
I'm in a
other
place now.
80%
Yeah.
that you coach, how do you get them there?
Well, I'm not necessarily a coach. I'm just saying that I had hired one. She was like a branding coach, but I feel as
Okay.
if in my work, being a facilitator, because that's what I am. Like you hire me to be a facilitator of my course. So stay tuned for that because I'm gonna be digital soon with that. But because it's like if you hire me, then you get to see this great work. But I feel like I want it out for the masses. So that's what I mean. But within
Yeah.
talking to people, like you're a mentor. I'm like, I am, like you say, yeah, I'm like, I don't look at labels and stuff, but yes, I guess I am a coach, but I don't do one-on-one coaching. I'm probably wanted too much of the person. And you can do that, but yeah, that's a whole other Jessica that I'm not trying to explain. Because I know like when I do something from soup to nuts, it has to be excellent. Like
Mm.
I'm all about the Black excellence experience. I can't do anything half-assed, so that's another thing. If I can't do it fully, I can't show up. And I think a lot of people
Fair.
don't do that and they show up half-assed and they don't get opportunities. They look crazy. They just because they don't get that they're a brand still.
Yeah.
We were not taught this in school. Again, how can I fix something if I didn't experience it? But I, for one, I went to Fall Park High School. Not everybody looked like me, to be totally transparent. I was poured into a community that was outside of my school. And they taught me a lot of soft skill development. And this is why I'm here. You know, Again, where do you put your money? What's valuable to you? Are you going to come to my workshop that I have on Zoom for $20? Or are you going to go, you know what I mean? Like our value system is so different. So intelligence, I am, but I put a lot in my mind to help me to see myself differently. And there's resources out there, but we're kind of caught up in social media and the things that are there to distract us a lot of the times. It's on our feed every day. Like I don't have a TV. I don't want one. And that allows me to expand my mind.
Agree with the whole TV thing more than you know.
No, like we all into the conversation. It's just like smoke and mirrors all around, especially raising a kid. Like I don't even know what that is, but that scares me because I don't necessarily want to reproduce in a toxic environment that I see that's out there because they keep us at work. So other things are raising our children. They don't believe in homeschooling in this state, so there's so much external factors, guys, out there, whoever's tuning in. So it takes a lot of work to do the work that you really want to do, and they stifle creativity here. I travel, I go overseas. I'm like, wow, it's a very capitalistic mindset here. It's hard. It really is hard to get to a place of comfortability. But if you put yourself out there and do the reading and buy a guide, a self-help book, find a tribe. There's tribes every day growing and thriving and they're on our fingertips. Like I do workshops on social media alone. Like there's certain ways to do it and how to research, and they don't teach us that in school. So this is why I'm here. And I need the support of the community so I can keep on doing it because it's working for people, but that's a whole nother conversation. So.
Well, we're here to support you the best way we
Thank
can.
you.
Yeah.
Yes. It was so funny because with the space that I did with my girlfriends, they're like, you're onto something. Have a group of women and we go through this trance for an hour. It was a 2 hour, they didn't want to go home, child. Because after a while, the champagne and wine, but to even have a mobile business where you go in and you do these activities for people that are just heavy with life. I'm like, you guys are like my lab rats. And like I said it on my post on my personal page, like, I think I'm onto something next. Like, because we need it. We need a lot. We need more safe places for people. And some people don't want to go outside their home. So I'll come to you. Get 10
Mm-hmm.
people. You know, it's important, and the dialogue is different and stuff like that. But when I'm talking to people, they're just like, they either don't get it because they can't, because they never experienced the things I've experienced as someone of my age and how I look and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But it makes me feel really proud because I did the work to get here. And I want the other sister, if she's only one, like how I feel at work, you know, I get talks on microaggression, and it's just like when I see the girls, like they come to me, like, I feel this way too. It's like, we need more soldiers out here sharing their story. And this is why both of my books are so different. The one for the women is like, wow, I thought my stuff was bad. Yikes. Right? But here she is. So testimony and storytelling are really dope things to do and be a part of. Mm-hmm.
So how do you feel like with obviously, you are comfortable with networking,
Mm-hmm.
for people who might not have, that familiarity, how do they leverage themselves to, position themselves into better positions?
Mm-hmm. Knowing their why, like I said, something has to be bigger than you for you to want to change, right? It's
Mhm.
like the person that's drinking alcohol, like, oh, I really want to quit for my family, but you got to want it for yourself. How bad do you want to grow? Like, this is how I used to talk. Like, you got to look in the mirror, like, hi, my name is Jessica. And I talk to myself in the mirror because you're your best reflection. Like, you want to network like you mean it, which is strategic. How bad do you want to grow? Right? How bad do you want to change your life and your family's life? It's really that simple. If you want it enough, you are going to do the work. And like I said, I give people 60 days. 30 is when it kind of like aha moments happen. But just like in nursing school, repetition is key. Repetition. You study for that exam. You got to do the work. You got to record your voice. Is your voice squeaky? Are you making eye contact? Time yourself. Did you break eye contact, right? Are you smiling enough? How bad do you want it? What is your why? That is the first tip in my networking series. Why are you here? What do you want? How can we help you? Because if you don't know what you want, you can't network. What do you want to change about your situation right now? You want to work less? All right. So now you're going to show up to that networking event at 5:30 when it really starts at 6 to get your spot. Like, I don't play around. Like, I'm showing up, I'm claiming my space in my networking event. I have questions that I want to ask the 5 people that are on the flyer already.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's the little things, guys, that make the mountains move. How bad do you want to network? Oh, well, I'm an introvert. So am I. I'm ambivert. I like to be home. But when it's time to go, when it's showtime, I
Yep.
have to show out. I want it too much. I wanted this house. I wanted it before I was 40. You got to put it out there. What do you want? And I talk to my students and I said, don't talk to me right now. Put it on paper. There's power in the pen. There's power in
Mm-hmm.
journaling. I wouldn't have had put, first of all, the book is super expensive. It's $13.99. Like, I have like practice your pitch, write in pencil. And so you can erase it and date it. Like, it's strategic. I it's just so much self-discovery. Here's the first tip. Self-discovery. What do you want? Because you're wasting people's time. And I see a lot of people waste my time over the years. Like a DJ. Well, I want to be your DJ. All right. Send me your reel. Before reel. Well, send me, your MP4,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Or what's your license? Because you have to just, God forbid, a speaker drops. I don't got it.
Yes.
Well, you're not going it. We're not moving forward. I've been told I'm very aggressive, I'm stern, I'm this, that. I learned from the greatest people of all time to teach me these skills. You're not prepared. Don't put that on me. Okay? So, I'm sorry. I'm in class right now, but this is so people put excuses on everything, hon. Guys, like, stop with the excuses. How bad do you want change?
Mm-hmm.
Write down your weaknesses. It's in the chapter. And then now look at them. Take time to work on them. Yeah, you can be shy, but every day say hi to 2 people. Force yourself. Set an alarm
Hmm.
clock. Like, I don't have the tolerance right now for excuses. because I know what my journey. I got to keep going. So you can't also you can't network with those people. They got to know who they are. Self discovery. Let's go. Write it down. Yeah. Got to do some work before you give somebody a business card. Like, I'm sorry. And those that are not making eye contact, I'll take it. But I'm just like, if you're not making eye contact with me, like, how are we going to collaborate together? Because
Right.
I can't, you got to do the work for yourself as well. So there's different levels to it. And I think Issa Rae said it before, and I'm going to say it again. You have to work where people, not meet people where they're at, but understand where they're at. Because I'm no longer meeting people where they're at. You got to do the work because I'm doing it. Like she's like, oh, I wanted top producers when I had my YouTube programming. I couldn't reach out to Tyler Perry then, but I reached out to somebody that was actually doing the work with me. They're one of her big producers right now. And I'm sure
Network
Tyler
laterally.
Perry. Yes.
I think that's what Issa was saying.
Yes.
While we all
It's
hustling
important.
together.
Yeah, I love when she said that. She wants the aspirations to be like a Tyler Perry, but she's not going to go email the man right now. You got to work on it. You can't waste his time. Time is money. I think that's tip number 4. Don't quote me. It could be 5, but I have this book, girls, for the people. The people have to want to do the work. And we are creatures of bad habits. So I can only help those that want to help themselves. And, like I said, it's on Amazon and I had a pop-up. I want to do more pop-ups. Email me. Let me come to your store. Let's collaborate. I'll bring people into your store. Invite people from, your customers to see what I have to offer because it's important. Community is important. Yeah. The ones that are thriving support each other before the dollar leaves their community. What are we doing? Yeah. So I think I answered the question.
You did.
In a way where it's more like education and things, because I just don't want to preach to everyone, but it's so important for them to see the feelings I have behind everything. It's just important. So, did we lose some? I think my phone's gonna die too. I don't know. Yeah.
But let us know, where can the people find you, Jessica? Where can the people find you?
People, go on my website. It's jessicasinclair.com. It's the same angle on Instagram, Facebook, just Jessica Sinclair, LinkedIn, Jessica Sinclair. Let's connect. Let's work. Let's work together. And I have all different inquiry forms. Oh, if you're looking for an MC, that's a different website. That is SinclairMastersCeremonies.com. But if you go on itsjessicasinclair.com, I have a page for that, and it will lead you to my my entertainment business. Yeah.
Yes.
So,
I love it.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me, girls. And just get your why down, ladies and gents, on paper. Get your why and let it be so strong that it's going to keep you tunnel vision for a while. You can't probably go to all the bashment parties and this and that, step out, do some intentional work to change your life. Like, you deserve it. You deserve it.
I love it.
Yeah. So thank you, girls.
Everyone, we hope you enjoyed this episode. Let us know your thoughts. Reach out to Jessica Sinclair. Yes. Know your why.
Yes.
So till next time, everyone.
Bye.